Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Marilyn McDonald, Chair of Bridgewater Conservation Commission. I want to welcome you to tonight's Bridgewater hearing, which is May 28th. Our next meeting will be June 11th. Before I start, I just want to mention two things. We are extremely sorry for our last meeting's technical problems. That stuff is out of our hands when that happens. No one likes to be delayed. We certainly don't like it. We feel bad for the applicants, the abutters, everybody that are trying to get on. We are advocating to get back in very shortly. So again, please, accept our apologies. It was out of our control and we are sorry it happened. I'd also like to say before we get started that I'd like to welcome Dan back from his honeymoon. We're all very happy for him. I got a glimpse of some pictures and it was a beautiful time. So he's back 3 weeks. He had an awesome time. I'm blessed that he showed me the pictures. And if we can just give him a congratulations before we get up, and then we'll check in
Thank
a
you.
couple of years. No, just kidding. But all right, so
Thank
on we
you.
go now. So good evening, everybody. Like I say, welcome to Bridgewater Conservation Commission. Before I read through the agenda, I'm just going to give you my normal spiel as to what Bridgewater Conservation does so everybody is aware. Present tonight is myself, Marilyn McDonald, Chair. Also present is Laurie Keene, Vice Chair, Member Deb Johnson, and Eileen Prisco. We also have staff. We have our agent on, Dan Levesque. What we're going to do during our meeting is Bridgewater Conservation is governed by both state and our local bylaws of both rules, regulations, and performance standards. And that ensures that any project filing before us has to meet those and make minimal impact to our surrounding wetlands. Bridgewater Conservation has jurisdiction within 100 foot of BVW and 200 feet of any riverfront. Our wetland bylaws can be found on our town website. Keep in mind, this is the only way that we're going to make our decisions, strictly on the rules, performance standards, and regulations. And what we'll do is the applicant will present, members in the our agent will have a chance to ask questions, and then we open it up to the public. On public hearings, we gladly open it up to the public. Please keep in mind keeping it 3 minutes only, wetland questions, and we encourage you to speak because there are some things that we may miss. And if I can't answer it, the chair will direct you to who may assist you. And then the board's going to do either of one or two things. If the board feels they have enough information, they will close. If they don't have enough information, they will determine to continue. If closed, there is a 21-day decision period that we have. Once that decision is rendered within 21 days, it has a 10-day business appeal before any order conditions become valid, and any appeal to Master EP must be written in writing in 10 business days. That being said, today's meeting agenda, Thursday, May 28th, 2026 at 5:30. Oh boy, I don't have the best glasses on. I'm going to read into the disclosure pursuant to section 20 of the chapter of Acts of 21. An act of relative extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency and the meeting of the Conservation Commission for the town of Bridgewater will make all accessible to the public throughout the remote participation of greater extent possible. This will be public attending. I have to go look for better glasses, guys. Public attending permitted citizens who wish to tune into the meeting may do so via virtual Zoom meeting and attend via Zoom. Click on the link below, which is the meeting that is on the website. Again, we apologize for the last meeting and we are working on that so that does not happen again. Tonight, we're going to have on our stuff, old business, we have a notice of intent off summer. We have a notice of intent on 550 Curve Street. We have a notice of intent on 548 South Street, and we have a notice of intent on 292 Bed Street under old business. Under new business, we have an RDA request on 1716 Pleasant Street. We also have under new business a request for determination on 101 Atkinson Drive. We have a request for determination on 579 Walnut Street. Under conservation business administrative items, we have a certificate of compliance at 1460 Pleasant Street. We have 0 Lakeshore environmental monitoring section. We have 46 Flagstone enforcement update. We have 25 Birch Hill Road cease and desist decision. We have Bridgewater Rain and Randon, Sand and Stone cease and desist discussion. We have 1010 Elm Street cease and desist enforcement update. We have 16 Wood enforcement update, and we have town wetland bylaws discussion with an update. All right, that being said, the agenda is now open. And our first item to be heard is notice of intent off summer. Old State Farm Trail, map 30, map 90, lot 99A, That is Representative Justin Casanova Davis with Silver Engineering, DEP file number SC 116-1581. You are now open. So I was just going to ask if Rebecca was on.
Rebecca is on. I would defer to Dan at this point to give me an update on where we stand.
Sure.
Thank you.
So I went out for the site walk with Kitty Doherty and company just on Tuesday and walked the north side of the trail. And after conducting a unofficial site walk that day and some discussions with the town, it's been determined that our best course of action, I think, for everybody moving forward is instead of conducting another third-party peer review like had been previously voted on, to instead repeal this requirement for a third-party peer review, at which point Marilyn and myself will make our way to the site, probably on separate visits, or multiple visits, I should say, to verify the wetland flagging ourselves, just to get the process going so that this can be, have the ball rolling on everything. And hopefully we want obviously to find all the flags there, verify the line the best that we can. Should any major problems arise, we'll deal with them as they occur. But this feels like currently the best course of action moving forward. And it's my belief that the commission agrees, but I'm happy to hear any input. Obviously, it's up to all of you to make the vote.
All right. Thank you, Dan. No, I concur. After we looked at everything, and as long as we do it in segments and stuff, I'm comfortable with having you with me, that we can, break it up in certain days. No 1 day, 3 hour tour would put me under, but so I'm comfortable with that plan. We have, we need to reach out, we'll reach out, but I'll hear from each member to make sure that they're comfortable with the plan that me and Dan are setting forth. So I'll go right down the line. Laurie?
I agree with everything Dan had to say. This in yourself, this is a huge wetland. There's no way this is like a 1 day deal. So I think that makes total sense to go out, make a few site visits out there, and just get it done. Those are my comments.
Thank you. And he's great working with and having help. So we go. And again, anybody else is welcome to join us. It doesn't just have to be me and Dan. We'll let you know the days that we're going to break it up and go out. And then if anybody wants to join us, they're more than welcome to join us on that day. So, Deb Hunt, you?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. Just that, it being broken up that way and not having what we voted on before. We can repeal that and just let's get going, because this has been going on for long enough. Yeah.
We got to get to that. Eileen, thoughts?
Same thing. I agree. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere unless we get it going. So
Yeah.
without the third party review, we can just do it the way we're realigning it. Just do it this way.
We'll
a little
go
bit at a
so-
time. and
So
get
I
it
mean,
done.
yep. Did I get to everybody?
Yes.
So obviously
Thanks, Dan.
this will need to be continued. I'm going to take the vote to repeal it, but in the meantime, again, this will be coming forth once we look at the line. But if there's anybody where this is an active open hearing, if there's anybody that has a question or concern, please raise your hand in the chat box, and Dan can let me know you're there.
Chat looks silent. I don't see any raised hands.
Okay. All right. So at this point, the chair is going to entertain a motion for a repeal of third-party peer review.
I'll make a motion.
All right.
I'll second.
And
That was
second
Lori
by-
seconded.
Okay. Who seconded? I'm sorry.
Lori.
Okay. All right. So can I have a roll call vote then, please? Laurie,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
and myself as an aye. Okay, great. Like I thank you, Rebecca, and we'll keep people, we'll keep the commission involved when we are going out on those walks.
Yes, thank you. And if anything changes along the way, if you need us out there to move a flag or two, please just reach out. We'll be there.
Sure.
Okay, thank you for the help. Greg, it's collaboration. We'll get it done. So we're here.
And so this will be continued until the next
Yeah,
meeting.
actually, Rebecca,
Yeah, I don't think the next meeting will help, but let's just do it
Okay.
anyway, and we can make progress as we go.
Sure.
okay,
We
So
can just
I'll
say,
take
we
a,
can tick off the thing, we've done this section, we've done this section.
what did I say the next meeting was, the
June
11th of
11th.
June?
June
June
11th.
11th.
All
Yeah.
right, so Chair would entertain a motion, please, for continuation to the 11th of June.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, roll call vote. Deb,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
and myself? Aye, hello.
Oh,
Wow.
Has been like.
Been a
Oh,
long
boy.
day.
Yep.
Okay.
Amazing.
All right, thanks everybody again for the collaboration. All right, moving right along. We have a notice of intent, 550 Curve Street, map 78, lot 20. Applicant representative is Kevin Bumpus with Silver Engineering. We have a DEP file number of SE 116-1580. Rebecca, you're back up.
I am, but again, I'm going to defer to Dan as I have not heard back from a third-party review.
Sure.
Thank you.
We, I still are working on getting the third-party peer review completed and finished with Ecosystem Services. I've been in contact with them. I was talking with them earlier today. Making sure there's been some back-end stuff, making sure we get a thorough contract through with them that the town can use for the funding, which is unrelated to getting it accomplished. But to my understanding, it's not yet complete, so will likely need to be continued once more.
Okay, so, yep, we're just waiting for Echo's contract for the applicant of 550 Curve Street. So I have no further questions on that. I'll extend it out to the rest of the gang. Eileen?
I have nothing until
Deb?
we'll need to extend it to the next meeting at least, I would assume.
Yeah, we have to wait for the third party review to come
Yeah,
in. So until we have that, there's nothing we can really do.
Yeah.
Nothing we can
So
really do.
we should just make a motion and move on.
mhm.
It's still an open hearing, so I just got to make sure we go.
Yep.
Deb?
I have no issues with us. Just
Okay.
let's go.
And Laurie?
No further comment from me either.
All right. Any comments from anybody in the butters on this? We're gonna do a motion to continue. There's no third peer in. Anybody you see in Dan?
Any hands, please raise if you'd like to speak on it, or anything in the chat. Going once, going twice.
Okay.
I don't see anything. Good to go.
All right. So again, Rebecca, you want to go to June 11th?
Yes, please.
Okay. Chair would make a motion for continuance to June 11th, please.
I'll make
So
a mo-
moved.
All right, that was Eileen.
That was
Mhm.
Eileen.
Yep.
All right, and we got a second in. Okay, any further discussion? All right, hearing none. Roll call. Myself, aye. Deb,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
and Laurie.
Aye.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. Okay, oh, looks like Rebecca's staying. No, notice of intent, sorry, the glasses are terrible. 548 South Street, map 61, lot 121. We have applicant representative George Bullard. We have Silver Engineering, DEP file number SC 116-1579. Rebecca, you are now open to go.
Thank you.
Any-
Thank you. We do have a small update, and I can share my screen to kind of go over what we've been doing. We've recently been to planning board last week, and the planning board had made some comments after their site visit, and we revised the plans to address their comments. Now, they don't, Dan, can I have the screen?
Yes, give me 1 second.
They don't impact the buffer, they don't impact the wetlands, but we're gonna go over some of the minor changes that we have been asked to make. Including adding a few more nuances. There was some trees on the side property line. Picking the right screen, which is this one? Yes. Okay. I'm assuming you can see what's on the screen.
Yes.
Mhm.
Cover sheet. Okay, cover sheet. So existing conditions, a minor update would be, we located the large trees along the southern property boundary. The red hatching made it look like we were cutting trees, and it's really just brush cutting. So these large trees should be remaining as long as they can handle the little bit of grading that's going to be on the side here. The other thing was, we just added the ditch that it was in the wetlands. We just never had it before, so we've added it. When I continue to the next pages, the town engineer has asked that we include on lot 3 the drainage easement that would need to be put in place for when the lot 3 is developed and it needs a drainage. So that was the significant change for lot 3. We were also asked to renumber them to 1, 2, 3, 4, and not 1, 2, 3, and 121B. Small changes, but just showing you that we've done them all. Again, there was absolutely no changes to the back end. We actually came up to the front. We've changed the existing driveway so that it comes off of Moxie because we didn't meet the requirement that a driveway be 55 feet away. We've also added a better alignment for the sidewalks along South Street so that it blends into the sidewalk that crosses at South Drive. Nuances that the planning board requested, nuances that I'm willing to, show you, but again, totally outside the 100-foot buffer, no impact to drainage. Everything will still flow and follow the way it was going before. Utility lines, all of those things have stayed. I believe that was the extent. Let me just skip to the pages. Yeah, that was the extent of the planning board. One of the comments the planning board made was also that we had to ask for a waiver because our center lines were slightly off and not the required 125 feet, so we asked for a waiver. That was the extent of the planning board. They just wanted me to make those changes, clean up the drawing, and represent it to them for their next meeting on June 3rd. So any thoughts or questions, comments? Welcome to you.
Okay, I'm going to start. I'll refer to that. I think the only question I have after, with the planning board changes and you're out of the 100, do you foresee anything coming back, changing wetlands again, or?
No, I feel good that they are in a comfortable spot. I think once they see, they also wanted the fire department to provide a letter. The fire department did provide a letter that they're okay with it. Actually, that was the other change, was they had us move the hydrant a little closer to the pavement. I feel comfortable that the planning board will like where it is now and move forward with a decision and some conditions at the June 3rd meeting.
Okay, all right. Dan, I'm going to have you weigh in first, please. Update anything for the commission?
Sure. I don't have any particular updates. I believe that this had been last discussed at the meeting in April when I was not here. And I was told that sort of on hold for planning boards, so now the planning board updates are in. I know that hard copies for planning board just got dropped off in the office today. So while we have these right in front of us, I haven't had a chance to physically go through them myself. But I mean, if there's fundamentally no changes to what we saw when we went out and did a site visit, then there's really no change in our, or at least my position or my perspective on the project.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go side by side with planning, but sometimes if they change something, it alters us, but just making sure that there's nothing changing, coming into closer to the wetlands or doing anything like that. So I agree on that. Deb, comments?
No, I think the changes are good and the draining ditches are definitely a better thing.
Okay. Laurie?
I agree with Deb. I don't think anything else needs to be done as far as we're concerned.
Mhm.
Okay. And Eileen, you were out there with us?
I was out there, yeah. My question is because I wasn't clear on what happened because I just couldn't hear you, Rebecca, sorry. What were the waivers that they requested?
So we had a waiver before for releasing of lot 1, and we removed that waiver, and we've added the waiver for centerline offset. The regulations for subdivision say centerline to centerline offset for intersecting roads needs to be 125 feet. We have
Okay.
11, where
Yeah.
our intersection is more like an intersection than it is, but planning board wanted us to ask for it anyway, that the center lines don't
Okay.
exactly match. The other waiver was, shoot, I don't remember, hang on. Oh, strict compliance with drainage because we are a 4 or fewer lot. And we don't
Yep.
meet things like 25-foot setback from a basin to a sideline because we are a smaller subdivision, more country drainage style. So we officially put those as letter of waivers to the planning board to vote on.
Were they
that's-
approved?
They haven't voted on it to approve it, but that's what they asked me to do at the last meeting.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
because these 4 or fewer lots are privately owned in perpetuity, that was the justification for allowing country drainage and less impact and not having to meet the requirement that a drainage basin is 25 feet from a property line.
Huh.
Larger subdivisions have that requirement, that the toe of the slope has to be 25 feet from a property line.
So they've already approved that?
They have asked me to ask for that waiver specifically. The town
No,
engineer.
no, I mean somewhere else.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes. The town engineer wrote a letter saying that in other places in town, a 4 or fewer lot was constructed and approved closer, and so we should just ask for the waiver and the justification was. The town engineer provided a letter. I am more than willing to share it. I'm not sure if you'll get it otherwise, so I will forward it along to Dan so he can share it with you so you can read it as well.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, did I get everybody?
I think so.
All right. So my thought, I mean, from a wetland perspective, I mean, and that's what our focus is on the wetlands, you know, planning's got their focus, but from a wetlands perspective, if nothing's changing, I think there's enough information in before I open it up to the public. Is everybody believing that they have enough information in, or would they like to see more from planning?
I'd like to see more from planning.
Okay. Laurie?
I don't have any more comments. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deb?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, at this time, I am gonna open up, we have notice of intent 548 South Street, map 661, lot 121. I'm gonna open it up to the public for any comments or questions or concerns. Please keep in mind, keeping it to 3 minutes, and please wetland questions only. And we'll do our best to get your answers. Dan can let me know if there's anybody in the chat raising their hand or doing the thing.
Anybody in the chat or use the raise your hand emoji. Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. Not seeing
Oh.
anything. I think we're all set.
All right. So, Rebecca, once again, do you want to book after you're done with planning? Do you want the next meeting? Do you know when you're back in planning?
We are back in planning on June 3rd. If all members here are not comfortable, I'm okay with going to June 11th.
Okay, I mean, we can roll with that. All right, so Chair would entertain a motion, please, for continuance of this item of 548 South Street to June 11th.
I'll make a motion.
I have a second, please.
Second.
I got a second by Eileen. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All right, roll call vote then for continuance to June 11th. We have Eileen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
and myself is an 11th. I mean, myself is a yes. Oh my God.
Oh, boy.
I think somebody's
Well,
tired.
Thank you. We will see you back on the.
Thank you.
Someone's
I
tired.
was looking at 11 on my paper.
Mhm.
All right. Rolling right along. Next we have up notice of intent, 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55. Applicant representative is Steve LaBelle, and SciTech Engineering. We have a DEP file number SC 116-1582. Do we have our representative from SciTech Engineering on?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Chris Vandenberg with SciTech Engineering Environmental Consultants. Do I have permission to share the screen?
Yes, give me 1 second. Okay, you should be able to go now.
Let's see. Here we go. All right, can you all see that?
Now we can.
And now.
All right, beautiful. So representing the clients, Steve LaBelle on this. I understand Steve Giosa did the previous meeting, but I also understand the wetland line has changed per a site walk, I believe was on May 11th. So here is the revised site layout showing the old wetland line in gray with the new wetland line in blue here based on the site walk that was on May 11th, and simply just offset the 25-foot, 50-foot, and the 100-foot in yellow here accordingly. And that was the revision, the major revision to the plan regarding our site layout. We have received approval from planning board on this as well. So now it's just waiting on conservation at this point. But that was the change that is since the last meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. I was out there with Dan. Dan, I'll have our agent weigh in first with any comments.
Not much. No, we went out there on May 11th. You and I walked it, and we were able to identify the spots where we felt that the flags did not match the wetland and adjust accordingly. And SciTech responded appropriately. So I'm comfortable moving forward.
I am comfortable myself having gone out there. We were able to move several flags, which we really felt were more appropriate, out of the wet, up into more berm areas. I thought Danny did a great job for the first time out there moving flags with me. So I think it was a good learning experience too for you. But now this line, I am very comfortable with this line. I have no issues with this line. So going to Deb.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
Okay. Laurie?
If the line is good, I'm good.
Okay. Eileen?
I'm good too.
Okay. All right. I'll at this time open it up to anybody in the audience that has a comment, a question, or concern. Please raise your hand in the chat box, and Dan will let me know that you're there.
All right. Don't see any hands. Don't see anyone in the chat. All right, I think we're good to go.
Okay. All right. Chair at this time would make a motion then to close the public hearing of notice of intent on 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Yep.
All right. Hearing a second, any further discussion? All right. Roll call vote. Eileen?
Aye.
Deb?
Aye.
Laurie?
Aye.
Myself as an aye. All right, Chair at this time would also entertain a motion for approval of 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55. I do have one quick question though before I entertain that motion. Dan, do you remember anything in the buffer zone we would condition to get removed, or was that already out?
Believe it was already out. We had a couple things that we asked on the first site walk. By the time we went back for the second site walk,
And
it had been
that's
taken
what I
out.
thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
All right. So again, Chair would make a motion to approve with standard order of conditions 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55 for notice.
I'll make a motion.
All
I'll
right, do
second.
I have a second for approval? Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. Roll call vote. Myself, yes. Eileen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Laurie?
Aye.
Okay, very good. All right. Thank you very much. You guys are all set.
Much everyone.
Thank you. Have a good night now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let me just get up for we're going into new business. I just want to make sure I get my cards up. Something's going on with my computer. So Dan, I might have to have you step in and read this, but all right, we're gonna go right into new business. New business now is a request for determination of replicability for 1716 Plymouth Street, map 39, lot 4. Applicant representative is William Young and Apex. And I just, for some reason, my second screen is down.
Wasn't
guys
that
have-
1719?
1719.
You said 16, so I just
Yeah,
wanted to.
sorry. It should be 1719.
Yeah.
17
Oh, it does
6.
say 16 on the thing, but it's 1719.
Yes, the correct address is 1719.
Oh my God, I know I'm not using my right glasses.
Yes, 1719 Plymouth Street.
Okay. Dan, can you get to the ad?
The advertisement, yes.
Yeah, all of a sudden my screen ain't pulling it.
Give me 1 second.
Sorry, guys. Sorry for the delay. I can verify that I've seen all the green cards. I just looked at this earlier, but I can't get the order up to read.
Okay, so accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, Town of Bridgewater Local Wetland Bylaw, Conservation Commission is holding a public hearing for a request for determination of applicability filed by the Town of Bridgewater Department of Public Works. The applicant proposes site work for a new interim water treatment plant to treat per and polyfluoroalkyl PFAS, iron and manganese. Work includes the extension of an existing paved access road, site grading for placement of concrete siding pads, and associated piping. The property is owned by the Town of Bridgewater and is located at 1719 Plymouth Street, map 39, lot 4. I believe our representative will be Apex, and I think I saw Danielle is here.
I'm here. Yes. Good evening.
And I can confirm, and my computer's back up and running. I did confirm that I have a couple of pages of green cards. So you are open. Thank you, and thank you, Dan.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Yes, my name is Danielle Gallant. I'm an environmental scientist with Apex, and I'm here tonight to discuss with you the emergency water treatment plant project being proposed by the town of Bridgewater. As you know, the town has ongoing PFAS, iron and manganese issues with their drinking water, and the plant is proposed at this location to help treat the existing drinking water and provide clean and reliable drinking water for the town. We did submit some plans to the town as part of the RDA package. There have been some minor updates to those plans since we submitted the project back in April. Dan was on site with Apex and the town to complete a site walk where we showed the updated plans to Dan to get buy-in basically on what we were proposing additional to the town. Really, the biggest difference is an outline of where we were proposing the existing concrete generator pads.
Danielle,
And
I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you have plans that you can put up and share?
I do. Hold on one moment. You're gonna
Thank
just
you.
need to give me grace for 1 second.
Yep, no
Um,
worries, and Dan can give you permission.
Should already have it.
okay, hold on. I'm just going to need to get it open.
Yeah, as a public hearing, people should be able to see the plan, so thank you.
Sure. Okay, I'm just opening them right now. Give me 1 second.
Yep, we're good. Thank you.
I'm going to switch over to my other device. Oops, sorry.
Who's ever unmuted, please mute.
I think that was just Danielle as
Oh, that
she
was her?
added
Okay.
her second device. Cool.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
We did a minute ago.
We see your screen, but right now it's still
Okay.
just Zoom.
Yeah, just trying to make sure.
Now you're back.
There it is. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right,
Perfect.
sorry for the technical difficulties.
No worries.
Okay, so when you look at these plans, what you're going to see is the existing plans that we originally submitted to the commission in April. The red hatching box is the proposed outline of the treatment building that will be enclosing these treatment facilities here. So this is the change since then, is this red hatching here. Some minor associated, like tanks and things. These are outside the resource areas. The building is almost entirely outside of the resource and its associated buffer zone, save this small corner here, which does encroach slightly into the 100-foot buffer zone here. And then additionally, we are proposing a generator pad. Dan, if you remember on site, there was that paved access roadway that extended down into the work area. And then there was like a small turnoff area here. So the generator pad is going to be directly adjacent to the existing turnoff. There's some low growing vegetation over here. But it's directly adjacent to this paved roadway as well. This is also proposed within the 100-foot buffer zone. And those are the only changes.
Sure.
Anything else, Danielle?
I don't. I mean, do you guys have any questions about what we're proposing? In general, what's happening is they're going to build these treatment facilities here on these concrete generator pads. They're also building a gravel access road. The gravel access road and the majority of the treatment facilities are outside of the resource areas. There is some existing facilities here for the water pumping station, and there will be some piping, if I can get to the next page, proposed associated with that. This is all temporary impacts within the existing resource areas. There's the 25-foot no disturb zone here, but the work does stay outside of that. This is the proposed erosion control line. There is some associated piping here that is, to take water to and from the different treatment components proposed on site. Those areas will be temporary since they'll be installing the piping and then restoring to pre-existing conditions. The access road is proposed entirely outside of resource areas. And that about does it. It's a very minimal impact project, which is the reason for the RDA application.
I didn't get out there that day with Dan. I was unavailable. It was recently flagged. I'm seeing some flags on them. flagged all over?
Ye- Yes, I did not complete the flagging myself. It was previously completed by a consultant that Apex hired prior to my coming onto the project. But we do have some flagging out there. There is an area of wetland on site that was not flagged originally when we were proposing this project. It's this area down here. Originally, when we were proposing this project, it was midwinter, very, very early spring, and there was so much snow on the ground from the blizzard that we could not get out there in time before we were preparing and submitting this application. So I coordinated with the town at the time to determine if I could use the existing MassGIS wetland layers for the wetlands that were located that had not been previously flagged, which are these areas here and over here. And I was approved to do so, to use the GIS layers for just these two resources. This area up here has all been previously flagged by others.
I mean, I'm going to start with, thank you, Danielle. I'm going to start with Dan. I mean, there's a lot of wetlands out there. I'm not a fan of using, mappers to do them. I'm old school to getting out there and flagging it, but where I wasn't there, I think Dan has more of an input for the commission on this. So Dan, I'll start with you.
My site visit out there, everything looked good. Erosion control barriers looked good. What I could see looked good. I did have some slight concern over not that it will change too much, but the location of the proposed lagoon that will be slightly removed from these treatment buildings, just being in an area that we're already concerned about due to the proximity of the abutter, the Bridgewater Rainham Sand and Stone company. They will be sort of bordering right up there. You can see on the top of that page right there that steep elevation is the berm from Bridgewater Rainham Sand and Stone, which we can't really get into right now as this is a hearing on this property specifically, not about the BRS property. So that will, I think, need to be dealt with before the lagoon goes in. And then, I also enjoy being able to verify all the flags, for every property, making sure that it's all flagged properly. And then, Danielle, would you mind just doing if you could remind me if the widening of the road, the entrance road from Plymouth Street, that was already completed?
Yes, so this area here that you're seeing on the screen now is the entranceway to the active construction site for the treatment plant. This area here is where the road was reconstructed to, and it was widened at the entrance directly at Plymouth Street to allow for construction vehicles to enter. It was repaved to this point here. However, I do want to elaborate that the work within the 100-foot buffer zone did not expand the roadway in any capacity, simply just repaved the existing pavement.
Okay, quiet.
All right, so
And-
that's the entrance. Yeah, I'll leave it up to the commission to decide with the project itself mostly staying outside of the 100-foot buffer, but then other areas, especially some of those piping areas, I know some of them I believe were temporary, really getting right up against the 25-foot buffer, and this being such a comprehensive project in an area that we're already concerned about. I believe that a notice of intent would be appropriate for this project, but I'll leave it up to the commission to decide.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I was already kind of, thinking that too, as I was going through this with the amount of area out there, but we'll go right through the commission, Laurie.
Yeah, this is definitely a notice of intent. This isn't an RDA. I mean, we're talking about the 25-foot. That's a notice of intent.
Yeah,
Deb?
I totally agree. It's got to be an NOI.
Okay. Eileen?
Oh, yeah. NOI.
Okay. All right. So I think you're hearing the commission's feedback. Before I open this up to the public, we'll vote after I open it up to the public for concerns and things, but the public, please keep in mind what you just heard from the commission, that we are going to be going in the direction of an NOI. So Steve, I see some Steve's name up there, but Dan, please open it up to anybody with a question or concern, and please keep in mind what I just said, that the commission is feeling the direction that we're going with an NOI once we take a vote.
Yep. Anybody who wants to add a comment, please go ahead and type in the chat or raise your hand. So far, nothing. Nothing. Okay, I think we,
Hold on.
sure.
Sorry, I didn't get my hand up
Sure.
quick enough. Janet Hanson, Pleasant Street. Remind me, NOI is a notice of intent, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure, I know that this, everybody's anxious to get this water treatment plant up and running, but I don't want it at the expense of the wetlands. We end up causing more problems in the long run. So, we do have to take it slow. So I hope, I am looking to recognize the wetlands there and make sure everything's on the up and up, so we're not creating more problems in the future. As much as people want this to go, I just hope everything is checked out. That's my comment.
All right, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
That's our thoughts. So thank you, Janet. Anybody else, Dan?
Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? All right, I believe that's everybody.
All right, Chair at this time is going to make a motion for requested determination of applicability for a positive determination.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, hearing a motion and a second, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, roll call vote. Laurie,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
myself. Aye. What am I doing that all night for? Okay, so what the positive determination means for people in the audience is that we're asking them to come back with a notice of intent, that we feel this project warrants a higher attention with a notice of intent. All right, so I thank you. I look forward to you guys getting back in as soon as you can with the notice of intent. So again, officially, the RDA is closed out with the issuing of a positive determination. And we hope to see you back soon with the notice of intent. Thank you, Danielle.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you,
Yep,
too.
have a good night now. All right, moving on. Next, we have a request for determination of applicability, 101 Atkins Drive, map 118, lot 46A. Applicant representative is WR Logan Excavating, Zenith Consultant Engineer. So this one I'm going to defer to Dan because there's been a lot of confusion. Dan.
So we've been trying to, I know there's been a little bit of a back and forth, trying to get in touch with Zenith to get the wetlands themselves flagged. They they estimated a line themselves in March, I believe. Might have been April of this year, and marked it on the site plans for this, but
Sorry to interrupt, Dan. Did they advertise? We never opened this. Have they advertised yet?
it was advertised, yes. We have green cards and the advertisement.
Okay. I'm thinking then we don't, if they haven't done all that stuff, we shouldn't even open and discuss it then.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Sure.
Because
You're the
there's
chair.
nothing, yeah, I mean, we're still in communication with them, so I can't continue something we didn't open, so I'll just stop you there, but thank you for clarifying my confusion. I'm like, I didn't think we opened it, and we still haven't heard back from them. So anybody that's on the request for determination that's not being heard tonight for 101 Atkinson Drive, and check the next agenda, because we won't put it on the agenda till we know that we can actually open it and hear from them. Okay? All right, so thank you. All right, next we have request for determination of applicability, 579 Walnut Street, map 65, lot 28, applicant representative is Alan Walls, Collins Silver Engineering. I should have, let me just get into those and make sure I have that to open up. Proof and legal ad. Oh, come on. What is going on with my computer? Okay, I see the green cards. All right, Dan, if you can find the notice quicker than me, I don't have the notice in front of me to open.
The from the newspaper?
Yep, I have the green cards.
Sure. 579 Walnut should be at the bottom of the green cards.
Oh, okay.
See if I can find.
I don't learn your system, I promise.
Hey, that was just how it was sent to me. Do you got it? Or you want me to read it?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's gotta be, yeah. I'd have to 5 magnifying glasses. Thanks.
All right. So 579 Walnut
Oh,
Street.
and I'm sorry. Before we start, Deb Johnson does have to recuse herself on this. So is she off? Is she off now?
Yes, she is muted and camera's off.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Peter.
579 Walnut Street in Bridgewater. This is a request for determination of applicability with the Bridgewater Conservation Commission. The hearing is for an RDA filed by Alan Wasick. The applicant proposes to upgrade a residential septic system. The property is owned by Alan Wasick and is located at 579 Walnut Street, Bridgewater, Mass, map 98, parcel 23. And I believe Dave Clennard is here from Collins Engineering.
Good evening, everyone.
I see him. You are now open. Go ahead, Dave. Thank you.
All right, so I can start by sharing my screen, and
Sure.
I have a plan up and ready to go.
All right, you should have screen share now.
Doesn't seem to want to share it.
We do have to have the plans able for the public to see. I know my computer's been acting a little funny. Can you try to reboot it? Or?
I am trying to share.
Dan, do you have the plan in your file that you can try to share so we can get that up?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Oh, great. Amen.
Wait.
Once it wants to open.
I don't know why this doesn't want to share.
Right, we are going to rotate. And I will. I'm gonna share this one. All right, how we looking?
Bingo.
All right, here it is.
There you go, Dave.
All right, so I'll do my best here without a mouse. So these wetland flags were delineated by Brooke Monroe back on March 18th, 2026. And this is a septic upgrade for 579 Walnut Street. The existing system has failed. We are proposing a advanced treatment system because we'll be a little bit close to the wetlands within 59 feet. So we'll keep everything outside the 50-foot buffer. We are proposing well, actually, I'll go over the wetlands. So the wetlands are shown in green with the black dots. They're to the west of the property on the rear side. They're across that private drive to the south of the property, and they are across Walnut Street to the east of the property. And you can see that delineated in the green with the black dots. The brown dashed line is the 50-foot buffer, and the purple dashed line is the 100-foot buffer. The red line is the limit of work siltation fence. And what we're proposing there is, I believe, a straw wattle. Let me see. Yeah, an
Yes,
8-inch
straw
diameter,
wattle.
an 8-inch diameter straw wattle. So we're putting the system really in the only place that we can put it. There are no other options on the lot based on required offsets, utilities, that sort of thing. So we're basically putting it where it fits. We are going to use an advanced treatment system. It's called an Elgin. This removes a bit more nitrogen than a normal system. This will be a pump system. Out in the back, it will be raised by barely anything. You can see an elevation of 52 coming around the house, and our top elevation around the system is going to be 52. So it's going to be pretty much flattened out in that area. Like I said, the closest we're going to get to the wetlands with the septic system is 59 feet. The closest will be with our limit of work is 52 feet. And that's just so that we can get around the house and out again, set the tank and the pump on the pump chamber. That's pretty much it. We are proposing to make sure that the street and the private drive are kept clean after every working day.
All set, Dave?
Yeah, also.
And was that your mousing, Dan?
That was me.
Oh, very good mousing. All
Thank
right.
Thank you.
So both me and Dan were out there. So I'll start with our agent if he has any input first.
No input from me aside from everything looked good to go. We verified all the wetlands flags. The location looked good. The site looked good, and I think everything looked all set for to get this going.
Yep, I concur. Everything looked good out there. There's a couple of trees being moved. Everything, we had no issues out there or concerns. So I'll go right down the line. Laurie?
I noticed they're using a pump system, so this lot must have a high water table.
It has a high water table, and that's why another reason we're going with the Elgin system. It removes more nitrogen, and we can set it a little bit closer to the water table than a regular system.
I had one more comment too. Why didn't they file a notice of intent? Because it's pretty close.
On the past, we have had similar projects where we always filed RDAs, and so we go by that process.
Okay, because 52 is close. That's usually a notice of intent. But I don't know what everyone else
Yeah,
thinks
in the
about
past
that,
we
but I just
filed,
wanna bring it up.
if we're inside the 50, we definitely file an NOI. And those wetlands back there are somewhat isolated, I would think. I don't think there's a connection to the closest one, but it's a big isolated wetland.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go right down the line. Eileen?
I'm fine.
Okay.
All good.
All right,
Yep.
and it was okay, at this time, Dan, if there's anybody in a butter, anybody in the public that has a question and concern on the filing of an RDA on 579 Walnut Street, please raise your hand in the chat box and we will get to you.
Anyone in the chat? Anyone like to raise your hand? Going once, going twice. Okay, we are all set.
Okay, so at this time, hearing none, Chair would entertain a motion, please, to close the public hearing for requested determination of applicability on 579 Walnut Street, map 65, lot 28. And again, I get the wrong glasses on if I'm reading it wrong. Do I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Thank
To
you.
close.
And-
Second.
All right, and here in a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Myself, aye. Eileen
Aye.
and Laurie.
Aye.
All right, now being closed, Chair would entertain a motion, please, for a negative determination on 579 Walnut Street, map 65, lot 28.
I'll make a motion.
All right, we have one motion. And we have a second by Eileen.
Second. Yes, I was waiting to see who's going where.
It's only you and her.
You and me, my friend.
All right, here in the first and the second, any further discussion on the negative determination?
No.
Yes, all right, hearing none, roll call vote, myself is an aye. Eileen
Aye.
and Laurie.
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. You are now closed out. Have a good night, David.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, can we get Deb back in, please? And here comes Deb. You back on?
I'm back.
All right, we are going to roll right into conservation business, administrative items. Again, this is under conservation business. Public hearings are now closed. Certificate of compliance for 1460 Pleasant Street, map 71, lot 44. Applicant representative is Russell Stroller and Costello. And again, somebody help me because my glasses are bad. Grylands, we have
It
a
is.
DD number of SC 116-1081. Note to self. Do we have a representative on the certificate of compliance? Or
My name's Steve LaBelle. I'm the new owner of 1460 Pleasant Street.
yep, hi Steve. All right, so I think at our last week, because of the special conditions, we needed to get an engineer to look at the wall. Has everybody had a chance to read that letter? The letter in from the wall. So basically, you know, what I'm seeing is, you know, on the observations, the wall is stable and in good conditions. There's no indication for failure or distress, given that the wall is about 20 years old and still in good condition, and active and proper design construction methods. So as everybody's read that, at this point now, I'm comfortable to issue a certificate of compliance that they have met their special conditions. So Chair would entertain a motion, please, to issue a certificate of compliance on, oh my God, where am I?
1460 Pleasant.
1460 Pleasant Street, map 71, lot 44. Thank you.
I just had one comment. I read the letter from the engineer about the wall, and I noticed there was one section that noted minor bowing of the wall in the southeast corner by Pleasant Street. A wall shouldn't be bowing. The rest of the wall looked okay, but the one section in the southeast corner by Pleasant Street had minor bowing. So I don't know if we can sign off on something like that. I don't know. It's up to the other members what they think.
This is Steve LaBelle. I believe that area that he's referencing is where the curve is. So I think it's more so the way that the blocks lock in when you're trying to make the curve around that section. Because before, I had my own team of engineers take a quick look at this property and check that before I closed on it, just to make sure. And they told me that that's what it was. But, you know, that's all. I'm not an engineer. I did do some due diligence to make sure I wasn't inheriting any kind of problem.
Right.
I'm reading that again. I mean, I'm looking at the PE that did it. So he is stating that the wall's stable, but you're bringing up a good point. So I'm just going to go back to Dan on this. Any concerns on your end on that?
Not really. I mean, he mentions the minor bowing.
Yeah.
Just in that one spot right near that curve, and he does mention immediately afterwards that the wall was still plumb in this area. I mean,
Yeah,
as an
we ain't
engineer
done
checking a
investigate.
wall, if he's going to notice the slightest of discrepancies. So I think that's probably just what he's marking up. I think if it was anything to be concerned about, he would have made sure that it was significantly noted in this letter, especially with his stamp on there. You know, they don't mess around with that stuff. So I think that it's fine. You know, they said that the blocks are also in very good condition, and everything seems to be not deteriorated, and it's in stable and good condition. And noted that it was built about 20 years ago. So the good condition is indicative of proper design and construction methods. So I think that one small note was just him being meticulous. And if it was something to be concerned about, I think it would have been, really made clear.
Good. Thank you.
That was my thoughts too, Laurie. At the end of it, he is saying that it is a good condition, but calls out, that. So I'm not concerned. He is certifying that the wall is stable. Like I say, they are PEs that have to stamp it. Deborah, Eileen, do you have a concern?
Mm-mm.
Eileen?
Yeah, did he certify the wall?
Yeah, the letter was in our packet. Based on the observations made during the site visit, my opinion is the wall is stable and in good condition. There is no indication of failure or distress given the wall was about 20 years old ago. It still is in good condition, indicative of proper design and construction methods. He makes the notes that Laurie just mentioned that were good call outs. There was some some pumping up. What do you call
Bowing.
it? Bowling. Thank you.
Minor
But at the end,
bowing.
Bowing is not a good thing. Bowing is not a good thing on a wall.
I mean, I don't want the new owner to have to inherit this. I mean, because when it goes down, it's going to have to be fixed.
Well,
If
that's
there's
also
just a little section.
Is
You know what I
Steve
mean?
LaBelle the new owner?
Steve is the
Yes.
new owner. He's already taken
Has
it
he
over
already
and
taken title?
he
Yes.
has. And knowing
Then
Steve
it-
myself, I
then-
know from the
Yeah.
last couple of weeks working together with several properties, I know that he would not go into this if he were not comfortable taking on that responsibility.
And if
Ah.
he's taken on this property and he's okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
As
okay.
long as he knows that he took it on.
yeah,
I'm
and
okay.
I'm confident because the engineer's report that you're looking at is stamped and certified, and he would not put his stamp on it because he'd be opening himself up to liability.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm fine if you're fine.
Okay, thank
So
you.
again, good pickup on Laurie. I'm looking at it like the same way. You're gonna read a MRI. There might be some things that say that it looks a little off, but at the end of the day, the impression, the general statement that this wall is stable. He points out what is going on, but at the end of the day, he calls it a stable. The owner's aware of it. It was our conditions that we needed to have a stamp PE. They met that requirement. I do see that it's in, he's saying it's stable. He called out the couple of issues there, so I'm okay with it. If everybody's okay with it, we can make a motion for a good certificate of compliance.
I'll make a motion.
I think there was a motion on the table, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And a second?
I'll second.
Okay. And here in a second, roll call vote. Eileen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
and myself as an aye. All right, well, this was an interesting COC to sign off on, so good learning experience. Thank you. And Steve, have a good night. Good luck with your new property.
Thank you. Thank you for everything this evening.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too now. All right, we'll keep rolling. Zero Lakeshore Environmental Monitoring Selection. So Dan, I'm gonna hand this one to you.
Sure. Zero Lakeshore Center, a well-known project. This is the hotel that's going up across from Lake Nip. And part of the issuance of the order of conditions with Section D related to the town bylaw requires the developer to maintain an environmental monitor for the length of the project, which they has to be selected and agreed upon by the Conservation Commission at least 30 days prior to construction. This person will be a qualified environmental consultant and professional. So going through our list of approved third-party peer reviewers, we went through, one was not Wetlands and Techno, which we needed. We spoke to another who had been involved in the earlier sections of the project in a manner which would present a conflict of interest now monitoring the site later down the road, which they disclosed to us and we appreciated. And so our last option is BSC Group. I received a quote for services from BSC Group to have a representative serve as the environmental monitor for this project. This is a position where they will review all the plans. They will review the stormwater pollution prevention plans, and they will visit the site twice monthly for the length of the project, and they will report to the commission at least once monthly, or report to myself, which I will convey to the commission at least once monthly. And if they determine that there needs to be more frequent meetings or more frequent reports, they'll let us know, and that will be possible. So we received that quote for services from BSC Group today. I added it to the shared drive meeting packet. I got this, I think, after 5 o'clock, so it was very short notice, but being that it's essentially our only option right now of an approved third-party peer reviewer, they sent us their quote for services. It has been distributed to Claremont. I sent it by email, and Claremont responded and said they're looking forward to hearing if there is a decision or not. So they are aware of this. I guess I will just open it up to the commission to see if they have any thoughts.
All right, thanks, Dan. I mean, I've read it through. They're a very reputable group, and this is what we wanted, you know, monitoring, eyes on that area. I have no issues with this, you know, the cost to me it's reasonable. I mean, this is what these professionals get, and that's what we want, professional eyes out there monitoring. So I'd like to see this. I have no issues with it. I'll go to the rest of the commission. Eileen?
I think everything looks pretty good. I'm just gonna wait to see the comments tonight to make
Well, it's
my
our
final-
comments. This is administrative business.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes.
No, that's all
I'm
right.
fine.
These were in the, you know, like when we did the Lakeshore thing, these were some of the specials, and this is about monitoring. So we just want to
Yeah.
make sure that the group is hired to monitor and make
Yeah.
sure that there our eyes out there that the commission wanted.
Mhm. And I can remind
Yeah.
anyone that would like to make comments about this that while you may not be able to do so now, you may send me an email or you know, visit the office, give me a call, and email's the best, and I can forward that information along to the commission for their consideration. But in terms of the meeting tonight, like you said, Marilyn, as it's administrative business, it will not be opened for public comment.
And, you know, again, I'm comfortable with this group. I out of the three, you know, we got three good ones, so I'm good. Deb?
I
I'm good.
apologize. I'm good.
That's okay. Deb?
Oh, I'm good.
I didn't hear. Okay, Laurie?
I'm good too. This is going to be monitored once a month or monthly?
They will be inspecting the site, conducting site visits twice a month, and then they
Oh,
will
good.
prepare a once a month report for the commission on their findings.
Awesome.
And
Thanks, Dan.
and they'll report to Dan on their findings and stuff. So it's very close monitoring with a quality environmental professional. And those are the eyes that you like to see on those projects. Okay. All right. So Chair would entertain a motion then to accept the proposal from the BSC group for the monitoring of, where did my agenda go? For the monitoring of Zero Lakeshore Center.
I'll make a motion.
Have a second, please. Okay. Here in a second, any discussion? All right, this is just, it's not a hearing. We don't have to close it, so just roll call vote. Laurie?
Aye.
Deb?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
And myself is a yes. So thank you, Dan, for presenting that.
Sure.
And it came in right in time.
I know.
All right. Okay, moving right along, we are gonna go into 46 Flagstone Place enforcement update. Dan, once again, you got the bandstand.
So 46 Flagstone, I think had been asked about at a meeting, Conservation Commission meeting, which I was not in town for. And then I also had some inquiries from community members asking for updates. I believe, and I think Rebecca's still here, she can confirm one way or another. I believe this is the one I reached out about. I know there had been an enforcement issued. And I think that there was an NOI follow-up from Silva to help remediate the enforcement issue. And with that NOI, they are still within their window of time to complete this task. So it's not a period where it's not at a deadline yet. If we want further information, I can get in touch with the applicant, make a site visit, see what's going on, get actual updates. But Rebecca, you could confirm, it's my understanding that they are still within their window of time to complete this based on the NOI that was issued in response
Yes.
to the enforcement.
Yes, so before the last meeting, before the technical difficulties, I had reached out to the homeowner to kind of get a sense for where he was at. His update to me was, one, he's still within his window. Two, he did remove some of the pallets and some of the wooden debris that was in the wetlands. I asked him to send a picture. I think he's forgotten. I will ask for the picture. He has made that little bit of an improvement. He also said that while he needs to do his work, he does not feel safe that the trees that have fallen and under a different enforcement order or a different action by the homeowners association, that the trees on either side of him that are listing need to be removed in order for him to feel comfortable doing the work that he needs to do. So it's kind of a tandem approach that one has to get done before the other gets done, because he doesn't want those trees now falling on the new work that he's about to do. So that was the update from Mr. Simmons.
Okay. I mean, I remember being out there with the agent. There are dangerous trees out there, but so kind of refresh that again. So they still have time on their order condition on this stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it's
All
only
right.
been not even a year yet.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll just go down the line then. Eileen. Eileen. All right, we'll wait for Eileen.
Sorry, I was muted. If they're not through their time, there's nothing we can do until they get to that point. Capiche? Can you hear me?
Capiche?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay, all right. Yeah, there's
All right,
nothing
go
we
on.
can do until they get to that point where we've given them that time, which is why I wanted it in April, and they gave them until I think June.
What is the end of the time again, just as a reminder? Rebecca?
Rebecca, she's muted.
All right, well, I'll go back to her after we get, Deb?
I'm
I
looking
think I
now.
went out there originally with you. Oh, there's Rebecca. Hold on.
I'm looking now.
Rebecca, my question was, when do they expire? Just so
I'm looking for the conditions now, so give me a moment while I.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm just gonna go to the rest of the members. Deb, any comments?
No, I think I was out there with you and Caitlin when she was.
You were, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember those trees, and he was very concerned about it. But if he's within his window, you got to honor it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Laurie.
Yeah, I think we have to find out how much time is left in the window, because you've got, trees that need to be removed and you've got debris in the wetlands. So
yeah,
I'd say take care of those trees ASAP.
Okay. And then again, I think it's a catch-20 because they're not on his property, correct?
No, they're not.
No, they're
They're
not.
not.
Ugh.
So that's the catch-20, and I've seen them. They are dangerous. I mean, they need to come down.
I have the order was issued on November of 2025.
Okay.
And I'm looking.
When were we supposed to have a remediation plan by?
I submitted that as part of a notice of intent.
Yeah, that was it.
What was the date?
Can we talk to the neighbor or send them a letter saying that basically the neighbor's trees are holding up progress on this property?
But it falls under the homeowners association, so I don't know who's responsible.
Mm.
But yes, this doesn't actually say if there's only a 1 year or a 3 year, so I'm assuming the order would be given its 3 year time span.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
remember
think
you
the
coming
orders
in
are
with the order
yes.
of condition.
Yeah,
Okay.
so November wouldn't even make a year yet.
All right. So maybe we can see where the homeowners are, reach out, maybe Dan with a letter on that. So
Sure.
that, once those trees are down, we can get him moving on that. So why don't we keep this on the agenda as updates and we'll go from there. Sound good, everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to
All
get the
right.
pictures too of the pallets and stuff removed. At least if he's done that part.
Yep.
We'll feel better.
Okay, great. So we'll keep that on. All right, moving right along, we're gonna go on to 25 Hill Road cease and desist discussion. Again, I'm gonna have Dan start this, but this is another one that's been ongoing, won't come in. I think we're all feeling the frustration of when people don't come in, when we bend over backwards. And I think we're all wanting to see, enforcements with fines actually go out. So, Dan, I'll start this with you.
I don't have much to add here. I mean, I've been reaching out to the property owner, which was with the contact information that was utilized by Caitlin Putt when she was still the agent here. And I've made them aware of just about all of the conservation meetings that we have been attempting to get them to attend to discuss this issue, and have yet to hear back. So I don't know if that contact information is no longer valid. We could send them more physical letters to their home, but it sounds like in the past that was not being received with a responsive attitude. So
Yeah. So, again, it's state owned property. Our past agent got the permission for conservation to get involved. I know she did have contact with Dylan at one point, just not coming in. So, at this point, we've been, again, bending over backwards to get, people to work with us. I'm at the point where, all right, let's, enforcement, what's the rest of the board feel?
Enforcement.
Enforcement for sure.
Eileen?
I'm done. I can't take any more of this because what's going on is that people are abusing the conservation rules and regs in this town because we're not tough enough. We need to toughen up and we need to stop finding people that are not adhering and not coming in. I'm done.
And plus,
I agree, and I think Laurie's gonna give in some great insight in the regs. Dan can also update because he got on the phone with DEP that gave us some guidance because as volunteers, we're not the ones that are gonna write the send out the bills or whatever you want to call it, the fines. That's not on us.
The
We're
fines,
enforcing,
yeah.
but we gotta have somebody follow up with the fines. So
Mhm.
Dan,
We
if you can.
We
Go ahead.
have to find a way to be stern enough to give people this if they're not going to comply. We cannot continue to be nice guys for the rest. Look at what we're going through with the water. We cannot do this anymore. We need the
So
fines.
I think
We
we're
need
all
the
on the
money.
same page. We're ready to fine. We just may have to, on the administration side, make sure that they're fine getting the fines out. So Dan, any update on how these fines can go out for us? Because we're all feeling what Eileen's saying. People need to be fined. They're not responding, then.
sure.
They're not complying. They're not responding. Excuse me, Dan. I didn't mean
yeah,
to
go ahead.
interrupt you. No, they're not complying. They're not responding. And we are too nice. We're giving them too much room. And I don't want to put it all on you. I'll be more than happy to help you. But we need to make this people responsible for these wetlands and these rules and regs.
Mhm.
So
So after speaking with Whitney McLeese from Mass DEP, she was able to help me sort of get a hold of or an idea of how the fining works. The state, while enforcement orders are Wetlands Protection Act form, the fines are typically left up to the local bylaws. So Bridgewater, Mass, wetland bylaws, Section 7 regulations. The fine schedule for wetland infractions to include filling and disturbing is $100 per day. Payment not received within 30 days from date of issuance for wetland violations shall result in a work permit issued on the subject property. That work permit will include the fine to be paid and has to be recorded at the Registry of Deeds. Proof of recording has to be supplied to the Concom. the owner has to be notified prior to the issuance of a work permit, and the work permit will only be applicable on an actual filing initiated by the applicant. For unauthorized activities or work being conducted without a valid order of conditions, or work being conducted in violation of an order of conditions, the recording instrument should be in the form of an enforcement order or a cease and desist order. So these fines, the fine schedule is what we can tack on to an enforcement order. So with the enforcement order, we'll start a $100 per day fine from the notice of enforcement. And I mean, I'll leave it up to the commission whether that's $100 per day until a process is began to clean up the property or to remediate the property, but some sort of action to be taken.
That's
right.
perfect. I think.
Yeah.
Marilyn?
No, and
Ladies?
that's perfect because there was some confusion in our bylaws and different things. So we've got it. And I know Dan's got a lot on his plate. So, but we have to have administration send out the fines. We can make the enforcement order, but we can't send out the fines. So at this point, I would entertain a motion that we do an enforcement order. And with that enforcement order, let's just start with the enforcement order. Can I get a motion for an enforcement order on 25 Birch Hill Road? We already did the cease and desist, please.
I'll make a motion.
So moved.
All right, hearing that, I'm gonna do a roll call vote. Eileen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
and myself as an aye. With the enforcement letter going out, the enforcement fine starts, from what I understand, the day that they vote, correct, Dan?
I'll need clarification on that, whether or not it's the day that they vote or the day that the because it will have to be sent out as certified mail.
Mhm.
So I believe that it's the day that they vote. It might be the day that the certified mail is received, so that the applicant is aware or the recipient is aware. But I will get that information tomorrow. I do believe it's the day that the enforcement is ordered or
Okay.
issued.
All right, so that at this time, given the amount of times we've tried to get this resident in, Chair is also gonna entertain a motion for a $100 per day fine with the enforcement order going out.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, here in a second, any further discussion?
Mm-mm.
All right, hearing none, roll call vote. Eileen,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
myself is an aye. All right, thank you very much. We're gonna move on to the next. This one, I am gonna recuse myself for Bridgewater Rainham Stand and Stone cease and desist discussion, so I'm gonna give it to the vice chair, and I will be back on the next item. Perfect timing on my end. Thanks, guys. See you in a while.
Okay. The next item on our agenda is Bridgewater Rainham Sand and Stone. This is a cease and desist discussion. This is not a hearing, so we cannot take comments from anyone in attendance. So, I mean, let's start. The last time we met, the owner had said that he was going to be in touch with someone from LEC, I believe. Dan, you were the one that got the correspondence, right?
Yes, I was CC'd in a lot of it by email. It was my understanding that LEC was working with the owner of the property. To what capacity, I'm not entirely sure. I believe just a review of the site based on the infractions that had occurred on the wetlands. My most recent communication from either of them was before our scheduled but canceled May 14th meeting. I had reached out to LEC again, Mark Manganello, about attending the meeting, and he informed me that the property owner, Joe Aruda, had determined that he wished to represent himself at the meeting and that Mark would not be attending himself. I do not know the basis of this decision. I, can't read their minds. But we could get in touch with them and find out why. But that's the last that I heard about LEC's involvement. Rebecca, do you have something to add?
Thank
I
you.
have more if you'd like to listen.
Please.
Yes, Rebecca.
Mr. Aruda called shortly that same day, the day before. He has removed LEC from working on the project, and he has requested that Ken Thompson and Silver Engineering work to resolve his issues. Then Ken and I have been going back and forth on the best way to approach this. So Ken is going to send me a sketch of the property that actually borders the town property where the well is and the berm. And Ken is going to give me a sketch of the area that we're going to then survey. And then Ken is going to come up with a remediation along that area. And he briefly spoke about capturing the surface water to convey it away from the well sooner, and then putting up barriers to allow surface water away and to keep the leachate from getting to the well property and away. So Ken has all these ideas in his head. He's going to start scratching it on paper so I know where to survey, and then we can start drawing up the remediation. So I have to say it's a little bit slow going, but we're working on it. We're just trying to figure out where we're going to go. But the way Ken made it sound was he was going to run parallel to the town property all the way down to the river with some sort of maybe staged wetland capturing system down the sideline. I'll know more when I see his sketch, and then I'll be able to update the commission more as we progress with this solution.
Deb, Eileen, do you have any other further comments on this?
I think we're going to definitely need to continue this because this is a very deep project subject matter, and it's going to take a little while to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see this being something we can achieve overnight.
Right.
So Rebecca agrees.
I do agree,
So,
absolutely. At some point, this will
yeah,
be some sort of filing. I just don't know to the extent the filing will be.
Right,
at this
right,
point.
right.
So
I don't think it's going to be a 2-week extension is what I'm getting at. I think we should just do a month to month until you get to the point where we've got something to work with, maybe that's really close enough for us to all agree.
Okay.
If you agree to that, yeah, go ahead.
My thoughts on this originally, I know Rebecca will always try to represent her client to the best of her ability. My thoughts on this are basically, let's get this going, file a notice of intent with a restoration plan, or we're going to have to proceed with enforcement on it. You know, I mean, Rebecca did say that they plan on doing the work and all that, but unless they hear from her saying, listen, you've got to file an NOA, you got to do a restoration plan, it's been going on too long.
unfortunately, I did just get thrown into it.
Right.
I have no problem if we keep it on the agenda as every meeting, if there's an update, I can try to get you progress, because I think if we take it off the agenda, the feeling of urgency disappears. So I would actually recommend keeping it on there and keep me on my toes to get everybody moving in the right direction.
Okay. Any other comments?
Mm-mm.
I will say, the only thing I'm concerned about, not only thing, one thing I am concerned about, what I had mentioned with the 1719 Plymouth property is that berm right on the side that will be fairly close to that lagoon that they are proposing to build for the water treatment plant. When I had spoken with Apex on our site visit, they sort of I asked, what about that? And they just said, oh, that'll be gone. And so that was what I was told. Obviously, that's a much more in-depth process, and I know it's not easy to just wave it away, but that being the site that needs to be studied, have a plan built and designed, and then actually enacted, I want to make sure that we are not hindering the speed of one project due to the other, or that both projects all of a sudden need to occupy the same space at the same time. Because if they have all the equipment back there to build their lagoon, however much that is, I'm unaware. And then the berm's taken down at the same time, or perhaps the berm needs to come down before the lagoon can go in. Figuring that out is something that should be taken care of sooner than later.
Anyone else? Deb, Eileen?
I trust that Rebecca will put a plan together to rebuild this so that we can accept it. I hope the town is on board, but at this time, I would look forward to just waiting to see how they plan to replicate and fix this because it's not pretty.
Right.
We all know it.
So do we need to make a motion for them to proceed with a notice of intent and to include a restoration plan?
I
If-
think so. Dan, what do you think?
If that's what you would like to do, to move straight into the notice of intent and the restoration plan, then I think that you'd be allowed to do so. If I don't know if Rebecca was looking for a continuation to then figure out if a notice of intent is appropriate, but the commission can choose to vote that in as is anyway. So
Yeah, like
Rebecca, what's your thoughts?
inherited this, so I totally understand, It's not
Yeah,
something
me
that's gonna happen overnight, but if
Right.
she can tell her client, listen, they want this done, we'll start with that, okay?
Right.
Okay,
I agree.
yep, thank you, appreciate that. We'll go that approach and see how it goes. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you're okay with what we propose, correct?
Yeah, fix it. That's what we're proposing.
Yeah. Well, that and,
Okay,
I'll do my best
so
to make it happen.
starting
Make it
there and seeing
happen.
what happens. Yep.
can I have a motion that we ask them to file a notice of intent with a restoration plan?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Second by, okay, motion by Deb, second by Eileen. We're all set. Dan, thanks for your help on this.
Thank you, Dan.
And thank you,
Thanks,
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Thank
As
you.
always.
Do you have to do a roll call first?
A roll call? Okay, let's do a roll call. Deb,
Aye.
Eileen,
Yo. Aye.
and I'm an I.
Mhm.
The motion has passed. We're good.
Mhm.
Now we can bring our worthy chairman back in.
Thank you. Have a good night.
thank you,
Thanks,
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Thanks, Dan.
Mhm.
Okay. Marilyn, you can unmute.
Ma.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
There she is.
All right.
She's back.
Okay, we'll keep going on to the next item, 1010 Elm Street, cease and desist enforcement update. Again, here we go again. So, we had an enforcement order, we lifted, and then once again, they went into that buffer area and we had to do another enforcement. So I'm gonna have Dan speak on this too, because it's kind of a 2-for-1er. So we know that they've had to do the restoration. During that time, they did not get out there before the December and the heavy winters. And during that time, that buffer zone was abused in that EC area again. That's when we hit them again with an enforcement order. So I'm going to be adamant that that enforcement order, gets a fine. I also will have Dan update you that they have been out there starting the restoration. I haven't gone there physically. I looked at the pictures. I mean, it's looking great. I mean, that's what we needed to see a while back. So, but again, we had given another one many chances to stick out of the buffer, gingerly reminders. So I think what we focus on this until they come back with the full restoration is an enforcement fee. So we already have the enforcement out before Dan ran off and got married. He did do an enforcement. So I think, judging from what he got facts from Master EP is that once it's probably maybe like a one-time up until where they started the replication from the day we issued, or a daily, but I'll let that up to the commission to kind of throw out there too.
Would you like me to add
But
in?
people are going to get held accountable when they're not doing what they're supposed to.
Mhm.
So, like I had said, speaking with Mass DEP, issuing those fines based on our own bylaws, the $100 a day, I was working through determining, I believe it was the March 26th meeting when the enforcement order was voted in, and I spoke with Brad Holmes, who was on the company that was working on ECR, I believe it is, was doing the restoration work, and after speaking with him, the restoration project started on or about April 7th was the date he gave me. So my belief would be the enforcement order would go from the date that it was voted upon at that meeting up
Right.
until the restoration project was begun. And I visited the site myself today. I did not get a chance to upload those photos yet due to surprise technical difficulties. But uh, I think I uploaded the final restoration project letter that Brad had submitted, which included some photos in the back.
Mhm.
The site looks 10 times better than it did when Marilyn and I first went out there in March. They really did a great job clearing out a whole area that had been filled in, planting dozens and dozens of local native trees, plants, shrubs, recreating a bunch of area and features and habitats, logs, rocks, sticks that will facilitate a replicated wetland. The new erosion control barriers looked great. They had a healthy balance of the right types of soils and mulch, and an open path into the existing wetlands, which we had noticed, or I had noticed, had been cleared out of the debris and sediment that had been deposited from the initial infractions. So all that to say, it does really look 10 times better. And Marilyn, we can get out there for another site walk if you want to, but
Yeah, definitely.
they have determined that the whole phase, there's still now going to be the continuous monitoring portion of the wetland replication, which is required by our bylaws, that they have to make sure, okay, now does it work? Does it stick? But the actual construction part of it has been finished.
Do we receive
Thanks.
anything in writing, Dan? Or was it just
Regarding
regarding
the
the restoration plan, what they plan for down, we expect this by this date, this by this date?
I don't know that off the top of my head. I can double check. I can ask Brad for that. I'm sure he'd be happy to send
Okay,
that
thank
over.
you.
I think that that's in there somewhere. There's a lot of files going around a very long email chain while I was
Right.
gone, so I was
Yeah.
trying to grab them all.
And LEC, I believe, is still involved in the oversight of that too. So we have good eyes on that right now. So thank
I
you,
think
Dan,
the
for the update.
restoration, isn't it like 2 to 3 growing seasons or something like that?
It's usually 2, but we
Yeah.
find we push it to more 5 because we
Oh,
see
5?
failures
Okay.
in 5, but especially with an 8. I think we did 5 on. I'm pretty sure we did 5 on this one without it in front of me, Laurie,
Okay.
because I'm no longer a fan of 2.
That works. Whatever works for you works for me.
Anybody else with a question on this? So I think what I'd like to see is, the enforcement with the fine 100 daily from the March 26th to the April 7th, because again, they had a lot of stuff in between that they just didn't do for it. And then Dan, are you comfortable with us voting to lift that enforcement today, or do you want to go out and take a look at it with me? I mean, I
I'm
do trust.
comfortable with it. Going out this
Okay.
morning, it really was,
Yeah,
it looked like a
and
different property.
yeah. I was in the office with Dan earlier. I did see photos on his cell phone. It was night and day compared to what was going on out there, which was, disturbing to us all. So at this point, then I would, Chair would entertain a motion to lift the enforcement order, please, with the condition that they will be fined for the period of time of the enforcement order from March 26th to April 7th of the restoration at 100 per day.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, and then all in favor, I'm gonna do a roll call vote. Eileen? Did we lose Eileen? All right, I'll go to Deb.
Aye, sorry, I was
Okay.
on, I was.
Aye.
muted.
That's all
Aye.
right. And we got Deb,
Aye.
and we got Laurie,
Aye.
we got myself. Aye.
Aye.
All right. So I can honestly say it's great to see that out in that area. So moving right along. For the one that has been 16 Wood Street enforcement update. So I think we all know the story on this. The work was done without a permit. We had bent over backwards with the owner. They came only once. We tried to even, get costs down for them with doing an RDA. Hey, we get it. It was a piggery. It even looked better afterwards. But the bottom line is nobody can do work without a permit. So
Right.
at this point, it's thoroughly exhausted. I think, Dan, when we looked it up, the initial went out September of 2025.
That sounds correct. I
right.
can double check.
So while you double check it, I believe this one would need to, like, again, occurring daily. And let me get the thoughts on the commission while he looks that up.
I
Eileen?
believe September, yeah, September 25.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on the current daily from
Can you hear
2025?
me?
Mhm.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello? Marilyn, can you hear me?
Can you
I
hear
can
us?
hear you.
Uh-oh.
I can. All right. Well, we still have a quorum. I'm gonna go to Deb.
Oh,
I,
yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Laurie, this is where you shine with regulations and everything, where you worked in that department. If you have a different thought of how this needs to go, I'm very open to it. Again, we've all bent over backwards on this. We need to send, nobody can do work without a permit, no matter how good it looks afterwards, you can't do it. So,
I think we find them. You have to
yeah,
find
oh,
them.
that's what, we're definitely finding them.
Find them $300 to start, effective today, with interest, until they come and they file with us. Excuse me, until they come and file with us.
All right,
Because
so the last one we got from Mass DEP is we can do 100 per day.
All
I use
right.
it,
100 per day will do. I
That's
take
just
that back.
based off of our wetland bylaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
all right.
We'll do-
And then, we've given so much grace. What's your thoughts on starting it from today, from the vote? Because I don't think maybe going retroactive a year might, again, but we might be being a little too nice, but I want the commission to let me know, do you think it should start from today or retro from 2025?
Start from today.
Mhm.
Deb,
Yep.
Eileen? Eileen? I think our techno difficulties has lost Eileen again. All right, so that's what I was thinking, Joe. I think that's, again, we've been totally fair. I have no qualms about this at all. So, so we'll make a chair would entertain a motion on that enforcement orders to start fines today at $100 per day. Do I have a second?
Second.
And do I'm sorry. No, we didn't need a motion for that.
okay, whatever.
Eileen, are you back with us?
Everything I want.
Can't hear us for some reason.
All right, I did need a motion on the what I just stated. So enforcement order starting today, $100 a day. Do I have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
All right, and do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All right, roll call vote. Deb,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
do we have Eileen? All right,
Oh, she's muted.
yep, she's having problems. And so myself as an aye, that still makes quorum. All right, okay. All right, we're getting down to the end. Town wetland protection bylaws discussion. So, one thing we can say is we know that there's no money in the budget. That's what we're gonna hear, that there's no money in the budget, there's no money in the budget. One thought that came into my head, besides doing multiple bake sales and fundraisers, which I don't think that's gonna do it, is for Dan to reach out and see if there's any type of grant that Bridgewater can get to increase their bylaws. Because we have an ACEC area. There might be something out there that we can grab. Everybody wants this. The citizens want it. We want it, but there's no money for it. And again, I'm a lousy baker anyway, so this bake sales off the table. But so Dan, what are you guys' thoughts of Dan checking out to see if there's some possible grants to help us, get some bylaws updates that we could hire the third pair? Deb?
We don't
Oh,
even know
I-
how much it's gonna cost either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The last time the bylaws were done, we talked about it as a group. So we set up a meeting. We made our choices. Then the second time we met, we had the public come in and add their comments. And then we put it together. We gave it to the town manager to review. And then the town council just okayed it. I don't know
That-
why. I don't know
I
why.
know,
he wanted-
I've been around and around trying to say, why can't we do it ourselves? But the answer I'm getting, and Dan, you're getting the same answer as a new agent, is we have to have a third pair do it. So we don't have the money, you know, the town does not have the money to do a third pair. So, you know, the only other thing I can think of is Dan seeing if he can find a grant out there. Dan, you're willing to look for a grant? I mean, the town clearly isn't gonna have the money. So, and we all want to see these bylaws being able to update. I think there might be a grant out there. Who knows? I mean, we got a good chance. We do have one of the best ACEC areas out there. Unless
do.
we look,
Yeah.
we'll never know. But
And
we
I'm
do
happy to
know.
look.
Yeah.
I'm happy to look. I keep up with a lot of the Massachusetts state, Department of Environmental Protection and different, Fish, Game, Wildlife, all the different pages and information that they're outputting. I can't remember what it was specifically for, but I remember seeing some sort of either biodiversity, with the new biodiversity day that just got announced the other day and signed in. I believe that there's a lot of funding behind that. So there may be some grants that are coming out that I'll start looking for and seeing what we can apply for, especially with the wetland protection that covers so much. That covers the endangered and rare species that are going to be in there. That could cover your vernal pools, which are really popular. That could cover the Hockomock Swamp itself. Perhaps it covers the any rivers or like wildlife corridors that are used by these protected species or migratory species. Those are also important. And so there's a lot of avenues which I'm going to explore to try to find a way into this to get it. Anything is better than nothing, and I'll ask around, but it's something I'm happy to look for. We do have a hand from a Michael
Love it.
McDonald.
We can't take any comment
this is a
during.
administrative item,
Yeah,
so
during
we can't
administrative
take any
business, we
public
can't
comments
take
on
any,
it right
but they
now.
can certainly email you anything, the suggestion, but we are under conservation business. It's not an open
Yep, you
hearing.
can
Um,
send me an email
the-
with any comments and I'll
Yeah,
read it and
yeah,
pass it
we
along.
certainly pop in and say hi, we certainly appreciate all the comments. It's just administrative business. So Dan, I personally know you have a platter full with the two towns, but I thank you so much for reaching out and trying and seeing these grants, and you can let me know tomorrow what you find. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what it is, overnight. I'll get
So
started as
unless
soon as we're
anybody
done.
else has any questions for on the bylaws, I think at least we found one avenue that we can look at. I will move on. There's no minutes. So we have D for no minutes. Oh, we have that E adjournment.
Yay.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I think the yay was a motion, and then can I get an all in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
All right. Thank you so much. I know this was a little longer than we used to, but thanks again. Appreciate you all. Have a great night, guys.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night.